what I've learned just in the past couple of years, going to a school or playing the most fundamental basketball you can play while you're young. Having an understanding of how to play without the ball, being coached really hard, not being allowed to just do any and everything you want to do, which kids call getting in their bag today. Because when you get to the NBA, you have to start in a role. And a lot of guys that's talented and don't make it or don't last, it's not because they can't play in the NBA. And you wonder, and these guys don't understand. They be like, oh man, but I averaged 50 every time I got in, I scored. Yeah, but you're not starring in a role. So you can cook, right? You can cook, but you can't collaborate, right? So you can cook, but you can't digest information. You can cook, but you're not willing to not be the focal point. And you don't understand when you take a step back from the league and look at, he's never had to be in that situation until he was at the end of his career. But he had so much confidence in himself, and his legacy was already cemented already. So when he came to that point in his career, he's now loving the game. And he went through a thing where me and him talked where he just wanted to be back in the league and do it his way. You talking about a guy who made all the money, all the all-star, did game winners, all of that. But his love for the game brought him to that space at that time. These guys, that's at the end of the road. He'd already had the pot of gold, the rainbow, everything. These guys aren't even on the road, and they're not getting opportunity because they don't understand how to start in a role. And it's the one thing that's sad, because all these high-ranked guys, they don't really last. But it's because of that more than anything, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think it's to your point, it starts with the development. Like, you're not being taught the game the right way no more at a young age. So when you go to these combines and these colleges and try to make the pros, as you start getting older and bigger and stronger, everybody else is doing the same thing, right? Somebody you may seen at 6'1" this year may come back 6'4" next year, and 6'7" 2 years after that. So when you get to that level, to your point as a role player, and I can attest to this because I had to, at the end, to your point, be at peace with that. I had to be away from the game in order for me to appreciate, okay, you know what? I'm going to be at peace. I'm going to do it my way. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy the game. But I'm going to accept my role. And I had to take off the ego hat and the pride hat of just like, you know what? I'm going to be cool with averaging 13 because that's my role, right? I can't look at it like, oh, I'm averaging 13, I'm averaging 15, and comparing that to where I was at in New York, averaging 28, 29,
right?
Because of the fact that I had to accept my role. So if I'm doing that in my role, I feel like I'm having a very successful year. And that's something that mentally that I had to really not play the game, but really accept that and understand, like, damn, in order for me to really have fun with this game, I got to accept this role for me, right? And I don't think kids have an opportunity from a young age to understand what playing a role is, because you're taught roll the ball out and go play. You got the best handles. You're the best player at that age. Until you meet somebody that's the best player at that age and realize you ain't developed the right way. And that's the problem, that when they get to the pros, and even college, even some colleges, when they get to that level, they lost. Yeah. They struggle the first year. Then they confidence is low. Then they got to get in the transfer portal because you're not putting the work in.
Yeah,
you ain't understanding.
One thing you just said, Melo, people don't understand how you embrace it at the end of your career is really 95% of our league's actual careers.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So, it's tough, but that's the truth.
Have you ever had to have that conversation with an athlete that you represent, where it's just like, hey, bro, listen, you might have been the guy at whatever academy, but right here, you just need to get.
I've had it at the beginning. I've also had it at the end, and the other issue is a lot of these guys are surrounded by a lot of people that really don't have the right information, and good, right, or indifferent, whatever it is, still you have to be able to, if you're around these guys, you have to be able to really check yourself and realize that I can't just say certain things because they're searching. They're searching for the words that they want to hear. They're not really searching for the right words. They're searching for, no different than a little kid going to you and you say, Dad, can I get, no. Mom, no. When they get to grandma, she say, yeah. Y'all both said no. And then she said, yeah, that's who I'm going with. It's the same thing in our industry a lot of times. And I don't want to be a person that people say, oh, well, man, like, you don't want me to listen to my dudes or my families. No, it's not that. It's just that what I'm telling you is what I know is coming right from the horse's mouth, right to you, because we're all in this together trying to help you better position yourself. They're seeing it from a perspective of most people that have an athlete that they're connected to, they only live in that athlete's world. And that's the only world they have to care about. And so you only seeing it out of one lens. If this person don't get in the game, if this person don't get a lot of shots, et cetera, you're only seeing it out of that one lens. Why they not getting this right now? Well, me, I'm looking at it holistically, and I can only give it to you from a real place of education at the highest level, not because it's something that you want to hear or not because I'm trying to bamboozle you. I'm really trying to help. And that's a tough balancing act as for somebody in my position, right? So, but that's the role I have to play, and it's okay.
You got to do it, man. Sometimes you got to be the banger.
Got to be it.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do the hard
you got to be it, yeah.